Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Kristen. Here I like to talk about social and cultural issues through the lens of pop culture and public figures. Usually, but not always, I do change it up sometimes. Today's video is going to be covering the second episode of Gabbie Hanna's docuseries about herself. I feel complicated talking about this, but I do ultimately think that it's okay to discuss it as Gabbie herself has brought it up again. And I think it's important to counter some of what Gabbie is saying in her docuseries. I'm going to be as careful as I can be with this topic because it is sensitive, and I do not want to feed into any more cycles of attention that harm some of the subjects of this topic. So for that reason, I'm going to be referring in vague terms to some of the things that happened, and I won't be using certain people's names because I do care about how everybody is affected by this, especially the family who Gabbie mentions multiple times in her series. The second episode of her docuseries is called Chapter 2, Hold T Channels Accountable, Justice for Redacted. The redacted part of this title is the name of a girl who was tragically who Gabbie accidentally included a photo of, along with text mentioning what happened to her in a video. As far as I can tell, this was an accident, and Gabbie did not really know how best to handle this situation, as I don't think anybody really would know how to handle this particular situation, and things spun out of control. Commentary, drama, T channels, whatever you want to call them, discussed what happened and, expressed displeasure with how Gabbie handled the situation. And as a result of this, what happened to this girl and her name became more public knowledge, and I think it was trending on the internet because of this. And because of the knowledge people now had, there were disgusting trolls on the internet that sent disgusting images and messages to the family of this girl. I do not blame anyone for the harassment that was perpetuated against this family, except for the people who did that harassment. I think Gabbie's mistake of including a photo of her along with text about what happened to her in a video, not taking it down soon enough, and apologizing fairly late was a mistake, and it's something that I personally don't really hold against her. I think that most people would not know how to handle something like this, but what she's doing now I do take an issue with, and I do hold against her, and I'm going to talk about that now. The first 19 minutes of this 35-minute video that Gabbie posted has nothing to do with what happened to this girl or with her family. Instead, it's about Gabbie's mental health, her new ADHD diagnosis, how that's caused her to reframe and reflect on past events, and how she feels exploited and misunderstood due to her neurodivergence. She oversimplifies and generalizes many different criticisms that have been, stated against her over the years as simply being people not liking her because she's different and because they don't understand her. She acts like people are just treating her badly because she's different and not because of things that she's actually done. My problem here is that most of the criticism I've heard about Gabbie over the years has been in relation to how she treats other people and how she hurts other people. It's not really about how she's kind of different and how she acts like a neurodivergent person acts. Most of the criticism I've heard about Gabbie Hanna is about something bad that she's done to somebody else, and it really shouldn't be blamed on your ADHD unless you are trying to further stigmatize ADHD. What I think is happening is she's constructing a straw man argument here. She's making it out like everybody was making fun of her for being different, because that's a lot easier to knock down and debunk than it is to respond to the actual legitimate criticism that she faced. Something that I think is an obvious hole in her argument is that neurodivergent people as well as neurotypical people have said the same criticisms about her. It's not just neurotypical people who don't understand neurodivergent people that criticize her. I am a neurodivergent person who has criticisms of Gabbie Hanna, so it's just a weird shield to try to use. Around the 19-minute mark of this video, she finally brings up something relevant to the title, which references the girl. She talks about how people exploited Gabbie's mistake and what happened to this girl as a way to hurt Gabbie Hanna. She makes it out like everybody said that she exploited what happened to this girl, but my takeaway from the videos that were about Gabbie in this situation were simply that Gabbie needed to take the video down and apologize, not that she was exploiting anybody. Maybe somebody did say that. I don't know. She then takes back her apology, saying that she never should have apologized, which I think was a weird move because it's one of her only genuine seeming apology videos. So, and I think it's weird not to want to apologize for having incidentally caused harm, even if it wasn't your intention and you don't feel like you're the only one who contributed. Her initial mistake is what kicked off everything. So it is worth apologizing for, even if it was a total accident. You can still be sorry about an accident. Then she talks about how, in her opinion, because commentary, drama, T channels reported on what happened, that is what caused disgusting internet trolls to harass her family, the girls, not Gabbies. And I've already said that I think the people responsible for the harassment are the people who did the harassment and nobody else. I don't think you can point fingers at Gabbie or the drama channels over people deciding to harass somebody. We really can't hold people accountable for other people's, if that makes any sense. Then she moves on and talks about how all of this hurt the family, but every time she mentions how this hurt the family, she makes sure to bring up how it hurt her too, which I think is weird. It's really weird to make this about herself. She mentions that it hurt her income, that she lost subscribers, that she had brand deals fall through, that she lost a record deal. And then she said, and I quote, "It ruined my birthday, ruined my Valentine's Day, ruined Peyton's birthday. You guys literally took away an amazing month for me." And then she also says that this is why she gets in trouble for things like being ableist, despite being neurodivergent herself, as if neurodivergent people can't say ableist things too. It's just weird. I have a problem with this whole thing. She's accusing people of exploiting Redacted while literally using Redacted's name in the title of the video, despite the fact that the first 20 minutes of the video have nothing all to do with Redacted. How is using her name for clickbait not exploitative? She literally says at one point, "You used the of a child to exploit me." She's making what happened to this girl and the way that people were upset on behalf of this girl because of some perceived disrespect about herself, and I don't like that. She then says, "You need to apologize to Redacted's mother, and I know that I will never get an apology from you for what you did to me, for making me the scapegoat of your disgusting exploitation." So in every single mention of Redacted's family and their pain, she manages to bring it back to herself and her own pain. And then she says, "What a horrible effing thing that they've been through, and it was just like so effing trivialized as a way to hurt me." That's exactly what it is. You used Redacted's as a way to hurt me. It makes me angry for her family, for Redacted, and for me. Everything comes back to Gabbie Hanna. This is why I made that video about how she thinks she's the main character, and I formatted it like a Greek tragedy with her as the tragic hero, because even this thing that is ostensibly not about Gabbie Hanna at all is still about Gabbie Hanna in her mind. So let me get this straight. Drama channels hurt Redacted's family by talking about her and bringing up her name and what happened to her and, making more people aware of it, which then incited horrible people to go send harassment to that family. And so it's those creators' fault that disgusting people decided to harass that family. I don't get her point here. I understand the argument that a creator knowingly, intentionally using their platform to send their fans to harass someone is wrong. Gabbie has done that. Gabbie has tweeted out people's people's names to send her fans to harass them. I do think that's wrong, because that is a predictable reaction of your fans when you say that this person is bad and they hurt me. We know how fans react to that type of thing. But I don't think what happened to Redacted's family was predictable. I don't think any reasonable person would think to themselves, is me talking about Gabbie Hanna disrespecting a dead person going to cause people to harass that dead person's family? I don't think anybody would have expected that. I think it's good to apologize, because that did end up happening. And I know that Ready to Glare and some other people did apologize, because even when it's an accident and a mistake and you didn't really do anything intentionally, you can still be sorry, Apparently Gabbie can't. But I think you can only hold creators responsible for predictable things that happened as a result of their content. I cannot hold people accountable for something that is just out of the realm of normal human behavior, though. I think Gabbie's being a hypocrite here, because she has literally done the thing that she has accused people of. And yet she doesn't see that. But like, if we accept Gabbie's argument, if we accept that simply mentioning this girl's name is exploitative in and of itself, then how is what Gabbie is doing any different? How is putting this girl's name in a clickbait title to trick people into watching the first 20 boring minutes of the video not exploitative? How is that not using her name for views? How is bringing up her story again, telling about what happened to her again, bringing up her family again, making it trend again, making sure more people know about it, how is that any different than what the drama channels did a few years ago? At every turn, how is making what happened to Redacted about herself not messed up? How is it not messed up to say that people hurt Gabbie when the people who were hurt here were the family? And then how is pointing fingers at drama channels, saying that the harassment they received is their fault, okay to do, but it's not fair that Gabbie got blamed for the harassment they received in the first place? Gabbie is saying it wasn't fair for people to be mad at her for a simple mistake and for the family being hurt because of the mistake, but it is fair for people to blame the drama channels for what other people did to the family. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. I think Gabbie could have made her point about feeling misunderstood and exploited by drama channels by using a less sensitive topic. So far, she has used her friends, a child's and Trisha Paytas's issues with just recognizing reality from not reality due to their recent mental health diagnoses. She's used those three things to market her docuseries now, and all of that is okay in Gabbie's mind. And yet, it doesn't make sense. It upsets me that she doesn't seem to see this, and it upsets me that people are gonna just like take her logic and run with it, and I don't think it's right. So that's today's video. I hope what I've said makes sense to you. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, bye.